on Savvy Styles is Tip Tuesday, and this week I wanted to talk a little bit about jewelry organization. Now there are a lot of different ways to organize your jewelry, but this is how I organize mine. I've had several people send me messages over the last several months asking what organizer I use, and this is the system that I have found worked best for me. I used to have one of those jewelry organizing bags that's double-sided, and it was okay when I only had a few pieces of plunder. But as my collection grew, the bag got heavier and heavier and heavier, and I would have to switch it back and forth and flip it over on the wall to get to the other side. And then the bag was so heavy that the nail it was in on the wall started to wiggle out, and it just kind of turned into an infomercial. So I decided to come up with a better solution, and I really like this. So this little container is where I keep all of my earrings. This is just a Sterilite container from Walmart. It was, I think, $7. I eventually would like to get something bigger and hopefully something prettier, but this was very inexpensive and it gets the job done. So all of my earrings are in these drawers. I keep all of my earrings in little plastic bags to help them from tarnishing as quickly. These are from the July Plunder Posse. My Masons, my Lucy's, my Nicks right here they do not have the card backing. I just recently in the last couple months started keeping the backing. Most of you would not do that, but because sometimes people end up wanting to buy what I already own, I just like to keep it so that they can have it as looking as new as possible, I suppose is the best way to put that. So they're just all in here. They're not organized in any particular way. Eventually I want to organize them by color or maybe by material or theme, but for the time being this is fine. I also have a few non-plunder earrings and my pendants down here. I only have one pendant. That's a collection that I would like to build as time goes on. This is from the 4th of July special, and I really love it. I wear mostly plunder jewelry, as you can imagine, but occasionally somebody will give me a gift, or I have something that has sentimental value that I don't want to get rid of, so I keep those pieces and I do actively wear them. Down here I have some jewelry trays and my Tylee cuff with my braid pendant just laying out because I love to see it. I just think it's really pretty. This little tray was given to me by a parent, and then this I think I got at TJ Maxx several years ago. These bracelets stay in this tray because they don't have a back, which makes them tricky to hang on the rods above. And then these are miscellaneous rings and non-plunder earrings that I didn't want to get rid of that have sentimental value. These are my little Gilmore Girl earrings. When the Gilmore Girl special came out last year, my mother and I got t-shirts made, and I bought her these earrings for us to wear. There's Lorelai. They're hilarious, but I just think they're really fun, and I like to keep them because it was a really fun memory of that day when that special came out, because we're losers. So this is really, I'm sure, what most of you wanted to see and what I wanted to show you. This organizer was built from curtain rods at Walmart. They were $5 a piece. I just got the cheapest ones I could find. Originally I was going to get some really pretty ornate ones, but at the end of the day I realized that they were just holding my jewelry, and I needed something up that wasn't going to break the bank and was going to get the job done, and I like these just fine. Maybe in the future, you know, I'll customize them somehow, but for right now I'm really enjoying them, and they were so inexpensive, which, as you know, for a teacher is always a good thing. So the top row, I have all of my bracelets and bangles except for the ones down here that wouldn't work. I'll just show you a few of them. So I've got all my magnetic bangles, July Posse, which was so cool this month. This is from the 4th of July special, a couple retired pieces, my magnetic bangles. Cute. All right, and then this next row are my shorter necklaces and then my longer necklaces. And the reason they're set up that way, except for obviously ease of finding it, you know what you want to wear for the most part when you're getting ready in the morning, and I want to be able to find it quickly. Originally, I just had all of the jewelry hanging on these. They were not in bags, and it looked gorgeous. It was like a work of art with all of these jewels hanging on my wall. but I became increasingly concerned when I thought about the idea of them tarnishing. As you know, when jewelry is exposed to the elements, it can begin to tarnish. If you've ever had a necklace or a bracelet or a pair of earrings that you've had for a long time and you notice that it starts to look a little bit brown, or what really happened to me the most, not necessarily with plunder jewelry, but just in the past. I remember having a really big problem with this in college, and I couldn't figure out stupidly what exactly was happening. It would start to smell. You know, has your jewelry ever started to smell a little bit like a penny? Not cute. You don't want to smell like a penny. So that's because it's tarnishing. And so what I came up with is I keep them all in these little plastic bags with these little black squares, and these are just 3M anti-tarnish squares that I got on Amazon. They were very inexpensive. You'll see a theme with my jewelry organization, or really anything in my life. I want it to be easy to get and inexpensive, which is why I think this works for everyone. But basically what I do every day, I take my jewelry off, I wipe it down with a little cloth so that the oils from my skin do not remain on the jewelry, because the oils from your skin can cause your jewelry to tarnish faster. I put them in the bag. It has the little anti-tarnish strip, and it just helps to keep it fresh and clean and keep it looking nice and smelling nice for a long time. Even though plunder is not expensive, I've spent my money on it. You know, I want to make sure that the jewelry that I love is going to stay looking good and feeling good and smelling good for as long as possible. And this method I found just works really well for my jewelry, and it works really well for me. My longer pieces are down here, like I said. They're not organized in any way except for just long or short. And then I also have these little hooks, and these I also got on Amazon. They were pretty cheap. You get a bag, I think I got a bag of about 100 of them. And I just slipped them over the curtain rod, and then they have a little clasp which helps to hold the baggies in place, and it's working really well. Oh, and I also keep just a few extra clips at the end for when I get new plunder, because you know that's going to be happening as the year goes on. So I hope that this was helpful and not too shaky. I know that until I came up with this solution, I was always trying to figure out the best way to store my jewelry in a way that was going to be easy for me to find, not messy, keep it out of the way, and also keep it looking good. And this is the solution that works best for me. I would love, love, love to see how you guys organize your jewelry. And if you have any tips and tricks on organization or keeping your jewelry looking and smelling fresh, please leave them in the comments down below and share it with all of the other VIPs. Have a fantastic week, guys, and I will see you next Tuesday. Bye.